In diesem Jahr haben wir für 5 Wochen lang unsere Gastkünstler.
This year we had guest artists Laurie, Beth and Michael Peterson here. They have a group called Spatula Barcode, which deals mostly with art and food. They are performance artists and field researchers. They always work with the topics food and art. And as they were here for this 5-week project, they completed an event that was made up of multiple different parts. They started in the International Forest Art Center by creating maps of Darmstadt and the surrounding areas, and then they show these maps to people at the market, and they could mark where they got their food from and where they take their food to.
Woher sie ihr Essen beziehen, nämlich die Marktbestücker, und die Menschen, die eingekauft haben, konnten darauf einzeichnen, wohin sie ihr Essen bringen.
We're Spatula Barcode, and we're here for a project called FoodWays, which is investigating how food moves around the Darmstadt area.
We're interested in all of the paths of food. So food begins, let's say it begins at the farm, and then it goes to the wholesale market, and then it goes to the vendor, and then from the vendor it goes to the consumer, and then it goes to their home and maybe moves to the refrigerator, and then to the stove, and then to the table, and then in their mouth, and then through their digestive tract, and then it goes out again, it becomes compost, it goes to the compost system, and maybe it goes back to the farm again. So we're interested in the paths that food takes, all of the ways that food walks.
The FoodWays.
Aber hier ist das Gebäude und hier ist das.
The people of Darmstadt, who were approached directly and in English, were universally very interested and ready to give spontaneous commentary.
Ja, ja, so. Genau.
Ist das die Bismarckstraße? Also, man kann einfach uns hier.
Ich mache jetzt. Also
Nice.
Von hier, ja.
Hier so? Ja.
Very nice.
On
a following Sunday, they then had a parade with people who had previously taken part in one of the events and who were then invited to bring a fruit or produce of their choice to come and be part of the parade. The parade went from the Darmstadt Market Square to the Prince Georg Garden.
We're here in the center of Darmstadt today to lead a rundgang around the center.
We're making a parade with vegetables, so each person participating will get an apron, and we'll all walk in a line carrying vegetables, which we have here in a cart.
Hello. One person at a time.
The participants didn't know each other before the walk. On the way to Prince George Garden, more wanderers spontaneously joined the group.
Hallo, ich bin die Tamara und ich hatte hier eine Nektarine.
Ich halte hier Pfefferminze in der Hand und mag sehr gern Mangold.
At the park, each person laid the produce he or she brought on a sort of altar.
Ich tue einen Kürbis tragen.
Ich habe ein Fenchel und ein Radieschen.
Und ich bringe den schönsten Pilz des Tages.
Ich bringe einen Spitzkohl.
Das ist Brokkoli.
And some ciboulette and green peppers and lemons.
Very important.
Pepper dip from the plants and peppers from this garden, and the lettuce is all from this garden. It's in very big pieces, big ones.
Sehr gut abgeschmeckt.
Avid conversation continued during the closing refreshments break, which was made with products from the park. We'll see some of the participants at the following events.
Okay, enjoy!
Am 5. September 2015
On September 5th, 2015, they did FoodWays in Bewegung as a concluding event. FoodWays in Bewegung is a project that primarily integrates local stakeholders. They visited 12 different locations in Darmstadt where they invited the local stakeholders to present themselves and their work.
The first station reached following the picnic flag is an organic Demeter farm in the west of Darmstadt.
Gut, wie man es hier auf dem Plan ja sieht, haben wir ein relativ großes Verbreitungsgebiet. Das heißt, wir fahren von
As you can see at the plan, we have a relatively large distribution area. We drive from Wiesbaden-Mainz down to Mannheim-Heidelberg, but the main focus is in Darmstadt and the surrounding areas.
15 Anlaufstellen, das heißt, es geht über das Alisenhospital, über Radieschen, über Müller.
In Darmstadt there are about 15 contact points which we supply with our products daily or as needed. The message is that we try to produce and market the products in the region as much as possible.
Möglichst regional zu erzeugen und auch regional zu vermarkten. Das heißt, dass man auch zu dem Laden
so that we has personal contact to the store owners. But companies are getting bigger and bigger. They had an enormous growth and the personality gets more and more lost.
Relevant ist, wenn Unternehmen immer größer werden, sprich jetzt Alnatura, die haben wahnsinniges Wachstum hinlegt, da geht die Persönlichkeit immer mehr verloren. Früher hat man wesentlich engeren Kontakt zu den Einzelnen.
That is all more centralized and the personal influence, the contact is lost.
Der persönliche Einfluss, der Kontakt geht immer mehr verloren.
In the past you had a close connection to each store. And that is, for us who work in the ground, very important. The personal contact, so that all always know what is happening and how. And like at all rest of the stations of the day, at the conclusion there is finger food from products from the company. Here there is Molly salad, a potato salad from potatoes varied by the Eichwaldhof. Next, the picnic flag highlights the season garden by Hofgut Oberfeld. Here everyone can rent a parcel of land and play farmer.
Also wir sind hier auf dem Hofgut Oberfeld in Darmstadt am Ostrand der Stadt.
We are here at the Hofgut Oberfeld in Darmstadt on the east side of the city and we are standing in the season gardens.
Gesät, gepflanzt und dann in Parzellen eingeteilt.
These gardens that are laid out by us, the estate, and then we seed and plant them and divide them into parcels. Then there are about 1,000 gardeners who come and harvest, care for, water, reseed, replant and have their fun doing it. This experience shows already that especially in the cities that there are increasingly more people there who in some way want to get back to their roots or even sometimes want to relearn how to garden. How they can produce their own vegetables and they want to know where it comes from. We are an organic company and must follow a crop rotation so that the plants grow well. A conventional company must also kind of follow crop rotation, but with an organic company it's even more distinct. Carrots, potatoes are here too, also chard, red beets, parsnips and all of these things. Pears are there too and lettuce.
eine gelbe, die heißt Long Jaune du Doux.
That's also interesting.
So beautiful. Back in the downtown again, the combination of formally laid out pleasure and fruit and vegetable gardens should be unique.
Hier ist Zieh- und Nutzgarten vereint. Das war auch im 18. Jahrhundert.
Here the flower gardens and fruit and vegetable gardens are united, as it was already in the 18th century when the park originated. It was slowly reconstructed so that it is simply as it was then, and the vegetables are sold twice a week. In the beginning we had it on mutual trust. We just set the cash box out and it was a kind of self-service. So it had something of this, not going to be to the store and paying at the register, and a lot of people really like that. In the middle of each of the triangles are bell peppers. We also have eggplant and celery this year. It's always different. Last year there was also red beet and kohlrabi. This year we have also had a very good and large harvest.
Da haben wir dieses Jahr auch eine sehr gute und große Ernte. Auch noch ganz viele. Ja.
This is roasted eggplant and pepper dip, and it's made from the eggplants and peppers that we bought here last week.
Lecker.
Really, you want some more?
Butter ist nicht da. Nee, die kommen gleich, ja?
At the weekly market we speak with the market master and one seller.
Thanks all day. We're about to talk to Herr Peter.
Wir achten natürlich darauf, dass die Ware, die hier verkauft wird, aus der Region kommt.
We pay attention to the products that are sold here, that they come from the region. Lettuce, cucumbers, asparagus, strawberries. It's all here from the region. Since we pay attention to where one can get things, there must be something for everyone. So that means not just lettuce, but also all for families or for different age groups. Possibilities for the older people who only want bundles of soup greens. So that everyone has interest in coming to the market.
Wir haben eine kleine Gärtnerei auf 2 Hektar.
We have the little nursery on 2 hectares and we plant lettuce, multicolored onions and radish. We have 5 different varieties of tomatoes.
Und Gurken, 3 verschiedene Gurkensorten und Paprika.
On the open land we also have zucchini. It's important to convince the people that they should eat vegetables that aren't sprayed.
Wenn sie Karotten essen oder wenn sie ökologisch angebaut ist.
When they eat carrots or other organically grown vegetables, it's simply free.
Es gibt ja viele, wo einen Ausschlag kriegen oder sonst was.
You can eat it. There are many who get rash or whatnot, and so you always have to watch out, and it's difficult to find people who are convinced of our cause.
Man muss die Leute überzeugen. Es ist nicht viel teurer.
It's not much more expensive, but we can say it's organically grown. Nothing is sprayed, and we are monitored.
We had interviews. Alte Sorte von Tomaten.
Eine alte Sorte von Tomaten.
Ja, und noch Bio.
Now we continue along with public transportation to Bessungen. We learn something about the worldwide taste of whiskey.
Wir sind Inhaber des Geschäfts Whisky Koch.
We are the owners of a business, Whisky Koch in Darmstadt, and we have whiskies from the whole world here.
Von Schottland hauptsächlich, von Irland, von England.
Mostly from Scotland, but also from Ireland, England, India, Germany, USA, Canada, and so on.
Was wir auch haben, besonders so bei dieser Abfüllung.
What we also have, especially in the filling, is peat. For the most part it comes from the island of Islay. There we can see it on our little foodway down there. That's peat exactly.
And it's a different peat than you know from at home in the garden. Well, it's not different, but dried out. And even though you might imagine the weather in Scotland, it dries there very well.
And when this stuff is burnt, you have this smoke that is released, and the smoke is phenol. And that's a part of the oil that we have here.
It's not always possible that you have local cranes. This is from Brittany, this is Switzerland, and the funny thing here is that there are bourbons from Switzerland.
Das sind Beluga-Linsen.
These are beluga lentils with part ginger, and these nice spicy notes are here in the cream on top. That's sour cream, smoke and a lime mixture.
Rauch- und Limettenmischung.
Dry the whiskey alone, then dry all the food together, and then dry both in combination.
Next, the flag takes us to the Technical College Darmstadt. Share food instead of throwing it away. This is the motto here.
We are made up of about 50 active members who are voluntarily trying to save food from being thrown in the trash. That is, good food that can still be eaten without hesitation. Of course, you can keep an open eye on it so that it's still okay. Everything that we collect and then distribute again. The distribution stations are in this room, which are provided by the ASTA, General Student Committee, as an open space, open 24 hours around the clock every day. And the food that we purchase or receive as donations comes mostly from supermarkets. What is especially important to us is that it's a lot about the appreciation of our natural resources, of our environment, and that we are simply able to learn how good we have it and to learn to appreciate it and not to live thoughtlessly in the here and now, wasting everything, over-consuming, but instead to give more value to the little things and their paths that they put behind them or take on. We have bread by the sacksful. We try then to give it to others, but they don't want any more either. They get enough from the bakeries and things. So we really have difficulties with the bread, baked goods, and it is a giant problem. The food bank can't distribute so much either. Bread isn't something that you eat in large quantities. The supermarket employees are used to saying, "Oh, sorry, we don't have very much extra today." But we say, "No, that's great, we want to not have to come."
Sagen, oh, es tut mir leid, heute ist nicht so viel übrig. Ja. Und wir sagen dann, nein, ist doch super. Also wir wollen ja eigentlich gar nicht kommen müssen. So nehmen Sie sich alle noch was mit? Ja.
Everyone takes some with you. There's busy blending and making and doing around us.
Miri?
Miri? Okay.
Yes.
Now we are visiting a corporation collectively run by producers and consumers.
Ja, unser Gemüse kommt aus Egelsbach, vom Birkenhof.
Our vegetables come from Bertelhof in Egelsbach. That is a farm that is now readjusted as organic. Ingrid, the cultivator, brings the things here with a little, I think it's a 2.5-ton truck. There are now about 70 people. Everything gets distributed from this courtyard at the Hofart Theater in the Martins Quarter. Yay, so you go in there and weigh your own portion. The motto is, we share the entire harvest. That's a plant for us. The motto is, we share the harvest. That means Dano, the farmer from the Bertelhof in Egelsbach, plants it all, and then we take his entire harvest that he plants for us. There are also carrots that are harvested, and cucumbers like this, and kohlrabis like this. Yes, that is all edible. We also share the risk with the farmer. That means when it's a bad year, then we share it too. I think it's really important to support the farmers and to have a secure existence, because those are the the people who feed us, and that's the fundamental idea behind this project.
Das liegt jetzt halt schon seit Dienstag leider, ja, weil vielleicht hat derjenige das.
This one has been here since Tuesday. Maybe the person just forgot to pick it up. Exactly, that's for 1 week. It's a basic model. The add-on is a fruit basket. You can order the fruit basket for extra. That means we've got about 2 to 3 years of interim allowance.
Geht es alleine, Christine? Komm ich her. Kann ich Ihnen helfen?
In the newly designed Hessisches Landesmuseum, the doors of the Rodensteiner Hof only recently opened. We are meeting the creative chief there.
Herzlich willkommen im Darmstädter Hessischen Landesmuseum. Mein Küchenstil hier im Museum ist eher der
My cooking style here in the museum is more of an adapted bistro cuisine. My cooking philosophy or cooking attitude is that I prefer to work with food that was produced well, animals that were raised well. I like to work with Demeter products best because they are simply good. I have a good feeling when I work with them and they feel good and smell good. And it's just a different joy to work with good products than with bad products, where you have to try to generate a taste that just isn't there from the beginning.
Der von Grund auf dann nicht vorhanden ist. Es ist eine Kürbistat mit Hokkaido-Kürbis. Dieser Hokkaido-Kürbis kommt vom Eichwaldhof, hier von dem Herrn Förster.
This is a pumpkin tart with Hokkaido pumpkins. These Hokkaido pumpkins come from Eichwaldhof, from Mr. Förster. There are eggs on top of that. The eggs come from Oberfeld. The puff pastry comes from Austria. The little tomatoes are from an organic farmer in Bickenbach. The zucchini and lettuce, that all comes from Oberfeld. The sauce here with the lentils is aceto balsamico, which of course comes from Italy. The sunflower oil comes from Solingen. And then here we have a pumpkin and pumpkin seed oil that comes from Austria again. The plate is made by the company Bauscher, and we have that from Lacher, so you can see on one little plate half of Europe comes together. It could also use a little bit of curry salt on it.
Hundreds of fruit from the whole world are carried at the Turkish market.
Is here bio olive oil? You can tell me to wait.
Here is where we are going to get our grill goods for the last station.
You think it'll be small at Derek? No.
As well as taste oriental sweets from the bakery.
Oh, you can come.
Isn't that crazy? We're going to come on Sunday for a little while.
On Sunday?
Yeah.
Have a cup of coffee, and it's really very nice.
So vegetables there and around here as well.
The flag flutters at the final station in front of the temporary festival garden near Darmstadt's central train station.
Also das Essenskonzept ist eigentlich relativ einfach und aus
The food concept is actually relatively simple and born from the necessity. This is very temporary, not isolated. It's run down and it's not a professional kitchen. There's no grease trap and all of that. It just doesn't have that. We thought about how people could, and it's Bavarian tradition too, simply bring their food with, and that's why we have survival grills here. They can grill here and bring their salads and other food. They can eat here and the drinks nicely that they can buy from us. And we also provide plates and silverware grills and charcoal.
für den Salat braucht. Also man kann hier Minze kriegen.
You can get mint here or sarge for grilling rosemary, and you can find all of that here. And people can pick their tomatoes themselves. So you can get all that here, and you can come here with bigger groups and alone and meet people. So it's very communicative also.
Wirklich nicht? Ehrlich nicht?
Ja, das weiß ich.
Das würde mich freuen. Also,
100%ig. Also
weil das,
zu einem Gatterisch-Festival fertig. Nicht sagen, das wollte ich.
Das ist eben nicht.
Ach so.
Aber auch ganz wildfremd.
Der hat das noch so.
Ja, das, ja, schon.
So we're almost near the end of our long day of the in Bewegung, moving around Darmstadt, looking at how food moves around and visiting many special sites of food here in Darmstadt. We've looked at extreme creativity of chefs. We've looked at amazing ways of growing food. We've looked at the real serious commitment to changing how food circulates from the food sharing and the farm support group.
Everyone took time out of a really busy schedule to talk to us, to feed us, and generally to be part of a kind of big experiment. I thought it was just a lovely mixture of different kinds of approaches.
Die Zusammenarbeit mit Laurie, Beth Clark und Michael Peterson.
The collaboration with Laurie, Beth Clark and Michael Peterson was excellent. We have already completed several projects together, and the connection between the University of Wisconsin and Laurie, Beth Clark and Michael Peterson and the Verein für internationale Waldkunst has already existed for many years, and this cooperation is always so fertile and brings interesting new projects into being. That's why we are heartily thankful that they completed this project with so much effort and love here in Darmstadt.
Dieses Projekt hier in Darmstadt durchgeführt haben.
In spring 2016, Laurie, Beth Clark and Michael Peterson will completing the same project in Australia.